Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to my channel and to the Mixed Media Frenzy YouTube Hop. Yeah, this is the last week of the month. We invite everyone that's in the Mixed Media Frenzy group on Facebook to join if they want to join. And so they will be joining from YouTube and Instagram also, and using this layout as inspiration. If you'd like to join, all you have to do is use it as inspiration too. I started to say scrap lift, but you don't really even have to scrap lift it. Use it as inspiration. But you can post your photo of your layout in the Mixed Media Frenzy group. I am using these Tim Holtz dies. They come in 3 sets of leaves and small, medium, and large. And I'm using the medium here. I tried the large and I thought, boy, they're really big. And they might accidentally been the size of the ones on the inspiration layout, but I put them up against my photo and everything, and I thought, oh, the medium ones will go so much better. So that's the ones I'm using. I am using Close to My Heart Garden Green ink and Spice Marmalade and mustard seed. And I'm inking that piece of paper. I'm going to ink after I get done too in certain places I think it needs it. But I figured I'd go ahead and put some ink on there because if you look down there at the dies, they have the veins cut out of there. So I'm taking my smaller little brush and I am brushing rusty hinge in there to make the veins on the leaves, and you can see them there. And so I didn't want to have to put any ink right there in the middle of the leaf. I thought if I added any, I'd add it to the edges, and then that way when I was using the brush to put it on there, I wouldn't be going over the top of the veins and they would stay a little more sharp. I tried one and I really brushed it in and it was really dark. It kind of reminded me of a cartoon leaf. It was so dark in comparison to the rest of the leaf. I'm adding, this is chalk paint, and I'm adding it to the leaves, just a little sprinkle, and I took a little small watercolor brush and used it instead of using the nozzle and the straw thing that's on there, because I didn't want very big droplets. And then I put droplets of that glossy accents to make it look like there's dew on the leaves. And you'll see that later in the close-ups. But I put a few on each one of the leaves. Now I'm using a stencil, and I didn't have, well, I had a leaf stencil, but they didn't look like falling leaves. And I thought, well, this looks like falling little circles or balls or whatever. And I thought, I'm going to go ahead and use it because by the time I put some leaves and stuff on here, it'll look just right at home. And I used wild honey on it. I wanted another fall color, but a different fall color. And now I'm adding that chalk ink onto the layout so that I can have some more sprinkles of it and repeat another thing that's in the leaves. And my glossy accents all got dried, so now I can go ahead and actually start on the layout. I did, in the inspiration layout, it looks like there is twine or maybe even a cut file or something around the photo, little thin lines. And I decided I just wanted to go ahead and frame mine, so I used my creative memory circles, and I wanted one more layer. And these only do so many layers. They got 3 um, little blades that you can cut them with. Well, I wanted one more, and so I pulled out my Martha Stewart one, which I usually don't get along with very well. I usually have to use I make, it moves on me, is what happens. And then I have to use that as scraps for something else and make me another circle, sometimes 2, 3 times, but it worked perfect the first time. I would have put it on the video if I'd known it was going to work perfect the first time. But I figured it'd take me 2 or 3 tries, so I just went ahead and done it. But I did washi tape it down, and the cardstock, I put some ATG under it. I thought I'm going to do everything I can to keep it in place, and I was pretty tickled when I got done with it. The die set has a branch in there also, and it also has a spray, and I really considered using that spray. I kept looking at it and looking at it, and decided it was more for the big leaves, and this little branch here was more for the medium leaves, and maybe even the small, I'm not sure. But I decided to go with the branch instead. While all those leaves were on the tray, I went ahead and put foam tape under, well, probably not half of them, but quite a few of them, so that all I'd have to do is pull it off and put it on my layout. And I am just kind of layering everything, and I'm not worried about covering the entire background. I kind of like being able to see through it and see the back, and I am going to put some sequins in those little spots just to give them some highlights. So I am coming around it just like in the original inspiration layout, and but I'm gonna have a lot more leaves. Just, y'all know I like more anyway, so the medium size worked out fine for me. And I'm going to go on around here, and one of the branches I am going to pull off because I remember my title. And if you noticed me earlier, I moved the picture over to the left a little bit because I thought, oh, my title's going to go there to the right like theirs is. Only I still didn't do it quite enough. I barely had room for the biggest word in my title. And thought, man, I should have just took it over a little bit farther. But it all works out, so I'm not going to complain. It fit on there, and that's what I needed it to do. And while I'm doing all that, I want to mention that down there below, you will find links to everybody else that is doing the hop this week. And you'll also find a link for the Facebook group in case you like to hop over there and join and see what you create with the same inspiration layout. And yeah, and then of course y'all know there is a mixed media frenzy every Friday. And next week's going to be my last one for a while. It'll be number 100, and I'm going to take a break. These are the alphas that I'm going to be using for my title. And it's Autumn Days, and the big one there is a die of the month from Spellbinders. And then the smaller one is Quick Cuts. And the Quick Cuts one comes all on one thing. You just run the whole thing through the die cut machine, but the Autumn is individual letters. And I did layer them, and I used two of the layers that's behind the photos. I used the kind of a burnt orange and then the black. And I considered using the yellow, but then I thought they'd be a little more dramatic if I used the black. And oh, and I forgot to mention earlier when I was doing the leaves, when I was doing the branches, I used that stippling brush on the branches, and I used cocoa ink from Close to My Heart, and it made it look like that there was bark on the branches. And you will see that in the close-ups because there is, well, cocoa. It's not really black, but it's dark enough that it looks black. And I'm adding like a branch at the top and the bottom. I know the original don't have that, but it also has the paint drippings from the top to the bottom practically. So I decided since I wasn't going to have the paint drippings, I'm not very good at them. I'm not that happy with them when I get done. And I couldn't decide on which color to use because the paints I was looking at, I know that one ends up really bright, way brighter than I want. And then the other one, the colors that I wanted to use, I tested them. And two that I wanted to use looked different in the paint pans, but when I went to use them, they looked an awful lot alike. So I decided I would just fork all that and do something else to help bring my layout from the top to the bottom. And Oh, I started putting the sequins on and decided I wanted to add 3 more leaves, and I wanted each of them to be different. So I wanted them to look falling through the layout, and so they're over there with the autumn days. And that's it. I am done with my layout. Be sure to check the links out there below to see what everybody else has done with this inspiration layout, and have fun on the hop. And if you haven't watched my video for the 21st of this month, it was a 2,000 subscriber celebratory hop and giveaway. And to get in on that drawing, you would have to comment on that video, be subscribed to the channel, and hit like. And yeah, it's still open till the end of the 31st, and I'll be doing the drawing on the 1st. But if you leave a comment down here below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so much. But I failed to mention that that picture is of my 2 grandsons. I think I was rambling on when I held the picture up and forgot, but we are at a pumpkin farm and they had loads of stuff to do there. And climbing on those big tractor tires was one of those things, and they really enjoyed that. But I hope y'all have a happy, scrappy week. Take care and stay safe. And thanks for watching my video. And hop along on the hop. Bye.